What's up, you guys? This is Rob from the Gay Guy Plays, and today on the Daily Grind, I figured I was asked, so I should go ahead and tell you all about the focus farming meta. Now, today I've actually chosen Equinox. You can also do this with Avara, but basically, all you're going to do is put enemies to sleep with an overextended kind of sleep build. So, with Avara, it's sleep arrows. With Equinox, it's going to be rest and rage. So, as you can see, we've got our stretch in there, our overextended in there, and we've also got some duration as well, because we want to make sure that they stay asleep for as long as possible. I've also tossed in an enemy sense because it's really important to see where all of the enemies are coming from on the map, because you're not actually going to be invisible. At least for the first part of it, you're not going to be invisible, so you need to make sure to kind of preemptively sleep everything in order to make sure that you don't get detected and you get to keep your stealth affinity multiplier. Now, next up, to go along with that is something I don't usually do. I don't usually use a Sentinel. However, if you notice, I do not have a weapon equipped, and I do not have a weapon precept equipped. That way, they're not attacking anything that they don't need to, and they don't alert anybody. But the big thing here is Animal Instinct. Now, I've chosen Helios specifically because of the fact that there's Detect Invulnerability, and he creates weak spots on things. Whether that's really an issue or not, it's really not. But I figured it's something better, and just in case I forget to scan anything, Investigator's always there. It's kind of like a cover my ass kind of thing. So that's pretty much that. Now, when I show you the Galatine Prime build, this is going to be something that I'm going to be completely honest with you on. Basically, I just created a build that you can one-hit kill things with, or you can kill things with fairly efficiently, just as long as you kill them quick enough so that they don't wake up. So if some people I know use Slide Atarax, which, you know, I've had my fill of, as you guys already know. But basically, I just slapped this together. I'm like, will it kill things very quickly? Yes, it will. So that's kind of like my setup for it. If you have a weapon that you much prefer, like maybe you really like hammers or Orthos Prime, I've heard a lot of people really love because of the extended range on that. So you use that with Maiming Strike. But as you guys know, I don't need any more sliding in my life. So the next thing that we're already going to set up as well, because, you know, we're meta and we want to make sure to try hard everything, is the Narumon Focus. Now, we use this one specifically to piss off people on the internet so that they say, "This isn't endgame, you've made it too easy for yourself." Yes, we've made everything too easy for ourselves. You don't like it? Kiss my ass. Specifically, we're not really using it as much for the invisibility as we are for strategic execution. Now, this one actually gives us 25% increased affinity gain when you kill an enemy with a melee weapon. So as soon as you have it activated, you get bonus affinity, which means bonus focus. Why not? You also get Shadow Step in addition to it, mainly because of the fact that, you know, you're not going to be invisible for most of it, but it would be nice just to kind of like cover your ass in case you fuck some shit up. Alright, so now we're going to go to our favorite focus farming spot of them all, which is going to be Sedna, because Sedna is, you know, Sedna is love, Sedna is life, Sedna is focus farming. There are other places that you can do this at, but this is just kind of like, listen, we're just trying to blast through this real fast. We're not trying to make things too complicated. We're not trying to do too much. We just want to be done over and done with. Now, yesterday I do want to point out one thing, which I said I was talking about the fact that the meta isn't necessarily fun. Sometimes some people would disagree. Sometimes people really enjoy the meta. And I say do whatever it is that makes your heart feel good. Now, if you notice, the one thing that I did there is I actually didn't really aim at anything. I think this is the same story as kind of like what was going on yesterday, is just don't aim at things. I just want to be able to not aim at things and not try very hard. But really, with Rest and Rage, the way that it kind of works, or at least the way that it seems to be working, is that as long as there are targets within range, as long as there are targets within range of that ability, it will trigger. So you don't really actually need to aim at things specifically, but as long as you're in that general direction, they'll go ahead and do that. Now, we've got one guy that got alerted, which makes me angry because then it ruins everything for everybody. One bad apple. But as you can tell, really, we're not really focused on aiming at things. We're just kind of cleaving through them. And this is basically how the whole entire mission goes. So if you guys want to tune out now, this is the whole meta right here explained. It's done. It's completely done. But if you want to stick along, we can go ahead and continue to chat, because to be honest with you, the thing about this is sometimes you're in the mood for meta. sometimes you're in the mood to get things done quick. Sometimes you're in the mood to see big numbers, and there's nothing wrong with that either. I don't want to meta shame anyone. I don't want to meta shame anyone out of doing anything. It's just really about the fact that you want to make sure that you are enjoying what you do, and you want to give yourself some room to mix things up a little bit, because a lot of people get stuck in trying to do things the quote-unquote best way, but really, you should do things in the fun way. Now, if the fun way involves being meta, then so freaking be it, right? Enjoy yourself, love yourself, do what is right for your enjoyment, because there's nothing worse than playing a meta that you absolutely hate just because you feel like it's completely necessary. There's one other thing that I want to give you a tip for when you play the game this way. Make sure that you're killing very, very quickly. Because even though you do have a good amount of duration on your, sleep. Now, see, notice, I make my routes because I want to get the bonus. I want to get the bonus affinity from that as well. So before you go on a mass killing spree, make sure, I've alerted someone. No, I've ruined it all. No. Basically, your recovery from this is just shut everything up. Shut everything up real fast. And honestly, that is the one big reason that you want to make sure that you are killing things ASAP. Because you don't want to alert things and you don't want to reset your stealth multiplier like I just did there. But it's going to happen in a mission. And like I said, this is kind of why I enjoy playing the Saren variation. Also, if you've got an Eximus and you're not sure if you can kill them straight out of the gate, just go ahead and use a finisher, because that'll take care of them. As you can see though, in that one little, in the span of that moment, we managed to accrue ourselves a decent amount. Look, I didn't even aim at that guy. Didn't see him there. Totally was just able to massacre him and put him to bed without even seeing him. Now we are pretty close to activating the Narrowmon focus, which will give us even more of a bonus. So if you get that little star thing, what is that even called? Like the focus orb? I'll be honest, these pipes, I hate these pipes because you never really know. You can't really tell up. See? Start setting things to sleep here, and that's one of the things. That's one of the reasons why I kind of always tell you to act fast, because when you kind of like blindly put things to sleep, you're not necessarily putting to sleep the closest thing, because you've got so much range on it. So by the time you get to certain enemies, they might actually, see like that guy, that napalm right there, they might actually be waking up. So you want to make sure to cleave through them as quickly as possible, because the duration on your sleep I don't believe that it actually specifically states what enemies that you've slept, just the latest. So you might have some enemies that are on like a 5-second sleep timer. You're like, oh, they've only got 5 seconds left, so you better kill their asses ASAP, as opposed to things that, ooh, there's a cluster of them. I think they're down, or are they over here? So always pay attention to your minimap too. That's a big thing. Pay attention to your minimap, because like I said, the last thing that you want to do is reset your stealth melee multiplier. Now, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead, get into focus real quick. Ooh, someone's alerted over there. Is get into focus real quick, and then go ahead and rush through, grab my little focus orb thing of bonus focus, bonus affinity. I don't even know what to call it, but it's like you get a bonus to your focus when you do that. So now, just start blindly aiming at shit. And as you go through, you'll kind of figure out your own paths of like what order is the best way. Because sometimes what I like to do, depending on my approach, is there you go. We got him. We got him before he alerted anybody. What I like to do is I kind of like to jump down here and get all these guys in this area. Die, it's the race. It's not too bad. See, as you can see, as more things come into range, you can just kind of keep hitting focus. Now, what I really like to do is I like this combo a lot. That drifting bull combo. Oh, that stuff is so good. Because you can kind of cleave pretty quickly. As you can see right here, we're jumping into the Eximus. Ooh, I alerted that guy. Did I alert that guy? No, good. That guy. Oh, yes, good. See, that invisibility from Naramana helps more than just cheesing endgame content. There you go. And let's get back over here and just clear everything this way. Always see, as you can see, it's blind casting as usual, which just kind of makes things simple and easy. And this also kind of helps reduce, because what tended to happen with the Loki variation of this. What tended to happen with the Loki variation of this, I definitely reset my timer there. But we can see that there's another energy. Ooh, do I want to? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Do I want to risk it? I do. Yes, 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 it was right there. Even with the Loki variation of this, basically what happened is even if you were stealth, and you accidentally knocked into an enemy, what would happen is you would still alert them. You would still alert them to your presence. So it became very important to not collide with your enemies and to kind of stay stealth at all points in time. There you go. At all points in time, because if you bumped into them, you would still alert them. But if you're using this variation, you're putting enemies to sleep, and what ends up happening is because they're asleep, they don't notice if you bump into them. So that way, it's a little bit safer than using just the normal stealth variation, and because they're asleep, they don't notice dead bodies. Look at that, fucking 10k straight out of the gate. And here's the thing. Yes, this is way better in the ways of affinity gain or focus gain, and you can knock this out. But like I was saying yesterday, if you're not in the mood to do this, that Saren meta too is pretty fun. Well, we're not gonna call it meta. The Saren anti-meta is also very entertaining, and that's kind of one of the things that I always kind of plead with people is there are multiple ways to achieve the same thing. Some might take a little bit longer, but really what it all boils down to is what kind of experience you want to have that day. If somebody had stated actually in the comment section that they quite enjoyed this variation, not because they actually enjoyed it, but because of the fact that they didn't have all of the time in the world to play the standard meta. Am I gonna go back for this person? I think I might. The standard variation of the meta is because of the fact that they didn't have all the time in the world to do it, and they like the fact that it saved them time. And you know what? Sometimes that's very important. Sometimes you just want to get in and you want to get out and then you want to move on with your life. And the fact that this gives you the opportunity to do that at a speed that you're more comfortable with is a great thing. It's a fantastic thing. That really was not worth it because I had no multipliers going at the same time anyway. But let's get our butts out of here, and we'll call this a wrap, really. Because there's really not much to say about it other than this is kind of like the meta. This is a really fast way of gaining the affinity. I don't think we've been in this mission for more than like 10 minutes at all. So it's really quick, and let's find out. I want to juice as much out of this mission as possible because look, see, we've got 2 Eximuses right at the end. Yeah. I want to juice as much out of this mission as possible because I haven't gotten all of my standing at the end of the day. So that's 30k. 30k in under like 10ish minutes. I want to say that that's not too bad. Maybe it's a little bit over 10 minutes, but it's somewhere there. The only thing is you just do have to make sure that you put in enough effort to go ahead and stay out of sight and keep your stealth multiplier up as much as possible. But 30k in the amount of time, I have to say that's pretty good. So let me know what you guys think of the Equinox variation of the meta. Maybe you've been playing the Ivar version. Do you guys like that one a lot more? I like that. I do like that one straight out of the gate because you do get the invisibility off the bat, but I don't feel that the duration is quite as big. Let's take a look at it real quick. You know what? Instead of talking the talk, let's walk the walk. All right, we are back from the Wikipedia world, and I do stand corrected. The ability radius for Rest and Rage is smaller than Avara's Sleep Arrow. However, you don't get the blind cast, and its duration is a little bit, well, considerably longer. So we have a power duration of 31.46 seconds, which gives you a bit more time to go ahead and cleave through enemies. But if we look at Avara's, where are ya? And let me make sure I'm using the right build so that you can kind of see the build that I use on her. Everything's disorganized. I have her on configure B when I have Equinox on configure C, and that does drive me nuts. But this is the overextended version, where basically the sleep duration is only 12 seconds, so you're really hurting for the duration on there, but you do get a larger sleep radius. However, you do have to, number one, you do have to aim it and make sure that you hit that area, because if you don't hit everything in that area, like let's say your aim with the arrow is off or a new enemy walks into the field, then you tend to kind of fuck yourself just a little bit, but you're invisible. So that's kind of like the trade-offs. It really depends on the day and how you kind of want to play it. But yeah, so that kind of brings this episode to a close when it comes to the focus Warframe meta. Let me know what you guys think about, playing the meta. Because is there anything wrong with making, well, no, I don't think that there's anything, I'm answering your question. No, I don't think there's anything wrong with playing the meta, but how do you guys feel about playing the meta of things just in general? Or are you guys consistently trying to break the meta, or do you like the meta because, you know, it makes things simple and easy and you don't have to think about it? Because that's kind of like the way it works out, right? It's the best of both worlds. It's like, or there's two different worlds, that's what I was trying to say. There's two different worlds. There's the world of the rule breakers, and then there's the world of the people who abide by the rules and just like, listen, this is easy, and then they're like, well, this is more interesting. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, one of the people that I raid with when we were doing the pacifism defect, and this was what I thought is interesting, that a lot of these people that know mechanics really well, they're usually not playing the meta. They're usually saying, how can we create a new meta? And I found that very, very interesting when I was like just playing there, and I'm like, why did you bring Zephyr into the pacifism defect? Don't get me wrong, we went for a good long time, but a part of me was like, are you really trying to make that Tailwind meta work? And he was like, yup, and to some degree he kind of did. But anyway, I'm gonna leave that as the thought of the day. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, not the description box, because that's for me. And as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch yo body. I will see you guys next time, and let me know if there's anything else that you want me to cover. But the Lotus is kicking me off, so I'll see you later. Bye!